Japan's chance for gold. Kai Asakura will challenge Alexandre Pantoja for his flyweight belt and might be the first Japanese champion ever in UFC history. My prediction for this fight in this video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA. It is pretty rare that a fighter comes in from a different organization to the UFC and immediately gets a title shot. It's really, really rare, especially in the modern era. But Kai Asakura did just that. He comes in from, I never know if it's Rizin or Rizin, because it's from Japan, probably Rizin would make more sense. But write in the comment if you're Japanese or you know the Japanese linguistic, write in the comments, you guys. But he was the reigning defending bantamweight champion over there and vacated his belt to come to the UFC, right? And he faces Alexandre Pantoja, who now defended his belt 2 times already, 3 times, 2 times I believe. So he's an established champion and seems to be more or less unstoppable in his recent fights. And they are headlining UFC 310 at the T-Mobile Arena. And I think this fight is really a fight you can break down really quick. You don't have to spend too much time there. Because this fight ends in one of 2 ways. Either Pantoja wins a grueling decision where he just takes Asakura down over and over and over again and just wears him out on the ground and threatens submissions and ground and pounds him, whatever, and wins by decision. Or Kai Asakura lands the upset and knocks out the champion Alexandre Pantoja. And I decided which way I go. And whichever way of those 2 you're leaning towards, you're not wrong, of course. Yeah, one way will be wrong, but like there is big reasoning for both of those scenarios to be hypothetically true, right? There's a lot of arguments that back both sides. Because Alexandre Pantoja has never been finished in his whole professional martial arts or MMA career. Never been finished. So you might think, hey, it's crazy to think that a guy coming in from a different organization that is a B-league in a way, comes in and finishes the A-league champion, right? That's never been finished before. And some things that I found really interesting that are definitely gonna have an impact on that fight is, first of all, Kai Asakura is coming over from Rizin as a bantamweight champ. Last time, as far as my research, the last time he fought at flyweight, because that title fight is at flyweight 125 pounds, bantamweight is 135 pounds, it's 10 pounds difference. The last time Asakura fought at 125 was in 2017. So that is a long time ago. And of course, it's 10 pounds. It's not like a 185 to 205 switch, right? But still, 10 pounds can be a lot, especially if you go down, because he is a big boy. Like, he's much taller than Pantoja is, and most definitely his body evolved to be a bantamweight, because if you fight a bantamweight for that long, your muscles, your whole body type is just kind of shaped to fight at this weight class, to make this weight. And now just taking 10 pounds off again, this could be a problem. Because even if he makes the weight, who guarantees you that he won't be impacted by the weight cut? We don't know how hard of a weight cut that will be for him. You know what I mean? So that's a pretty high uncertainty that can have a lot of influence on that fight, in my opinion, because especially if it's a grueling fight against a guy like Pantoja, that can definitely impact you. And also, as you might know, if you cut a lot of weight, like too much more weight than would be healthy for your body, your brain, like your head, or your chin better said, is not as good as it normally would be. Because of all the rehydration, your head is, like your brain, all the fluids around it and stuff are not fully built up until the fight, and you can get knocked out quicker than you usually could. So that could be a point as well. I mean, Pantoja can hit you, he can hurt you. It's not like Pantoja hits like a child, you know what I mean? So that's definitely a factor. Another factor is, but hey, let's not be fooled here. This could also be a benefit for Asakura, because if he knows that, or if he just will have an easy weight cut, he has a huge size and reach advantage over Pantoja, which can be very helpful, especially against a guy that wants to rush into you and take you down. If you have your long limbs, no diddy, that can help you a lot from keeping him at distance, right? Another factor is that Asakura comes over from Ryzen, whatever, which is held in a ring, not a cage. And that's a big difference for the grappling, because if someone pushes you against a ring, if you're in a clinch against a ring, it's much harder for the other guy to take you down than against a cage. Against a cage, it's a hard surface. He can perfectly push you to the cage, against the cage, and change levels and use the cage to take you down, which Pantoja does very well. Oh, obviously Pantoja is more of a double leg guy. He likes to rush in with stuff and change levels while he rushes in. But if he's smart, he will make his game plan evolved around pushing Asakura to the fence, to the clinch, and taking him down from there, because I think Asakura will have some troubles defending those takedowns, and Pantoja could have a lot of success there. Why this point that I just mentioned is so important is, if Pantoja does not have that as a game plan, does not fully commit to that game plan, this could be a problem for him. And what I mean with this is this. Kai Asakura has some of the most dangerous knees in the whole MMA world as of right now. He has a lot of knee knockouts, and he's a specialist with making wrestlers pay for shooting in for a takedown recklessly or dipping their head and catching them with a knee. He has phenomenal knees, he times them perfectly, and as I said, he has long limbs for this weight class. And that could be a great factor, because Pantoja will need to break the distance to him in order to get to his legs, which is where Pantoja wants to go. Pantoja is normally a guy who takes you down by going to your legs, double legs, single legs. So he needs to change the levels, and he needs to change the levels from a certain distance. That gives Asakura the chance for his knees. And especially if you look at Pantoja's fighting style, which is why I mentioned that the game plan will be so important for Pantoja. Pantoja's fighting style is rushing forward recklessly. That's how he goes for the takedown. He rushes forward recklessly and goes for a double leg. That's the danger. Plus, also just in his normal striking. Pantoja, when he strikes, watch the tapes. When Pantoja strikes, a lot of times he just goes in like this. He dips his head and goes for broke. Or even if he throws a 1-2, sometimes he does this. He dips his head and attacks, which is a horrible idea against a sniper like that. A horrible idea. I mean, against guys like Sugar or guys like Asakura, and I don't say Asakura is on the level of Sugar necessarily or the same style as Sugar, but against those sniping type guys with the long limbs, no diddy, that's a very risky thing. That's perfect for their style to knock you out. That's like a gift to them. So Pantoja will really need to be very dedicated to change his game a little bit for the fight. And I'm not sure if Pantoja will be able to change his game that he was so successful for all these years for that one fight. You normally go back to old patterns pretty quick. And I don't know, I just have a feeling that we will see an upset, because it is an upset at the end of the day. If Pantoja loses, Pantoja is so good. I just have a feeling that Asakura will be able to catch Pantoja with something, and I do think it will be early. I don't know why, I have a feeling that it will be early that Asakura catches Pantoja with an uppercut, with a knee, with a big strike, and knock him down and finish him off with ground and pound. I make that risky pick. I say, you know what? I know this is very unlikely or very risky, but I say round number 1, Kai Asakura finish Pantoja by KO/TKO. Round number 1. This is my official prediction for the UFC 310 main event. Write your prediction in the comments, you guys. Who do you think will win the 310 main event? By which way, in which round, and why? Write in the comments. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, guys. I would appreciate that. Check out my merch, bloodshop.net. The link is in the bio. Worldwide free shipping with the code FREE. Check it out, you guys. Stay bloody, and until the next one. Bye-bye. Bloodsport out.